Well, hello everybody. The trade has finally happened, and that is after 1,000 games. Claude Giroux will be playing for a different team other than the Philadelphia Flyers. And of course, as you all know, it is the Florida Panthers, and they clearly have Stanley Cup ambitions on their mind after making a big splash, not once but twice, during this trade deadline in obtaining obviously Giroux and then Sherratt. And this trade is just very, very interesting early on. That's my automatic thoughts. The Panthers, of course, will be acquiring a 34-year-old Renault, probably, who can play very well. We know that Claude Giroux has been a very good player over his career. He has 291 goals, 609 assists, and 900 points in 1,000 games played, which y'all had in Philadelphia, like I said. And he reached that double-digit milestone against Nashville a few days ago. I was prepared to do this video, and of course it didn't happen then, but this is just an obvious trade that this is a sign of the times. Philly is going one way, and Florida is going the other, as the Flyers are geared up for probably a very interesting retool or rebuild. It doesn't seem like they're making the moves they should be. And then Florida on the other end of the spectrum with a great regular season last year and then a dominant regular season this year, sparking them to trade for defenseman Sherratt, like I said, before getting Giroux finally, after all this talk. And Giroux, absolutely, the Panthers are getting a guy that will undoubtedly slide into a top two center role. But what it appears like, since he has wing experience, obviously played out on the wing, he will probably be on that top line for them, which is absolutely lethal. Florida's top line is dangerous and just got even more dangerous. And Philly, they look at this. It's very interesting here what all went down. Apparently, I think that you look at this trade, I don't know. If you're Philadelphia, I think that this is interesting because here's basically how it breaks down. Claude Giroux had a no-movement clause. He would only waive it for Florida. Well, guess what? Here's the return that Florida is getting for Claude. They are getting a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and Owen Tippett. Owen Tippett is a former top 10 pick, and of course, he has a lot of talent. He's had very limited minutes in Florida. I don't think he's ever played over 13 minutes per night on average in his career, and you get the first-rounder there. But at the same time, holy cow, because Claude's no-movement clause had so much power, they really got forced into this trade to get any value out of him. And this is just really, really tough if you are Philly because they're retaining 50% of his salary. And at the end of the day, they did send some guys over there. You probably don't know who they are, except one of them was a former first-round pick, but he only played like 4 games in the NHL, and he was a 2016 first-round pick. But other than that, I think they might be sending over a 5th-round pick too. But yeah, you look at this, got to be honest here, Florida absolutely won this. Yes, they did trade away a first-round pick and a very promising young player. But you got to think, while Giroux is old, and I don't want to hear that excuse because a lot of people view him as a rental because that just totally negates the excuse of him being old, they were able to only give up 2 first-round picks in total when they got Sherratt. Like, that's the thing that bothers me for Philly here because I know that they really didn't have a lot of wiggle room here with that NMC. But some of the returns that we've seen today, especially for guys like Lindholm, and I know that's a whole different story there as well, but you're getting big returns there where for Philly, you got to be frustrated because Tippett, not to be mean, but he has not wowed anybody yet in his time in the league. So let's say he doesn't work out. Then you're looking at a first and a third-round pick to give up your captain, which people hoped you could get a bigger return on. Am I saying that I'm not saying Claude Giroux is worth like 4 first-round picks or anything, but I'm saying based off what we saw on the market, you definitely could make the case that the Flyers, had that NMC not been there, would have probably got a much better return, and now here they are. And I'm telling you, the Flyers organization, I got to be honest, I think it's headed in a lot of wrong directions. Some of the moves they've made, Philly is one of those teams if I was to say buy or sell for next year, sell big time. I'm not buying into it. As Florida, they're looking good. And like I said, I think they're one of the best teams in the league. Are they the best team in Florida? I don't know. But those are my thoughts on the trade down below. Could you leave your comments on who you thought won it? I mean, if you think it's Philly, I would really love to hear your case. But anyway, yeah, please make sure to do that. And also make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. And make sure to subscribe to the Hockey Brigade if you want to see more hockey content like this. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night. You love hockey, all right? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.